Am I the asshole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? I'd say no. Right off the bat, I don't think so. I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My coworkers who work the weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but it's not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. And Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. So sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff, like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad do you have to be a grown man taking your anger out on high school and college kids? So James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. So one day I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do anything about because I gave it to him right off the machine. That is such a wild complaint to make. Like, how hot do you want your stuff? Like, my mom, she can eat things that are like scalding, and that is so concerning to everybody around her because they're just like, how is that not absolutely burning you right now? But like, she can't eat anything unless it's like super hot. But like, to make that complaint, like as if those people will not get sued if they serve you anything above a certain amount of degrees, you're a bit weird. Just make your own coffee then, and make it hotter than it should be. Like, stay home and get yourself a coffee maker, save yourself a couple bucks a year. And, you know, I mean, I don't know. Just a thought. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy started ranting at him too. So he was just like, "OP, this is unacceptable. You're fired." I started acting real sad, like, "No, please don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need this job, please." And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. The angry guy started to backtrack, like, "It isn't that big of a problem. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it." And James was like, "No, we pride ourselves on the best customer service." Of course, after all of that drama, I still had my job. We were just acting, and we've done it a couple times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time, the person who had come in angry will apologize and say that they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying, making people realize their actions might actually have consequences. That's kind of That's kind of funny. I can't believe that there are actually people who see this and they don't go back on what they, like, it really was never that serious. And for you to witness your complaint get someone fired and then be like, I stand by what I said. They do deserve to get fired. That is wild. That's crazy. Especially when they're literally in high school and they're saying that their family needs that money. So I don't know about anybody else, but when I hear that someone needs money, I think of for housing and things like that, and that might not be the only thing, but that's the main thing I think about because that's like the most difficult thing to really get situated with and to stay financially stable in. And so just to think of a grown adult knowing what financial trouble is like, hopefully not, but probably knowing what financial trouble is like, or financial turbulence, and seeing that a literal teenager is begging to keep their job because of something they said that was not that serious, and that like they need this job to support their family, and be like, "Yep, this is the right decision. That kid's family might be homeless in the next month, but yep, it was totally worth it for my coffee." You need some help. You need serious help. Therapy. Get therapy. Anyway, I was telling my friends from school about this, and a few of them thought it was a mean prank. They're overreacting. To let someone go away thinking they'd gotten someone who desperately needs the money fired. So, Am I the asshole for this joke? No, definitely not. All right, first comment. Not the asshole. That's a perfect way of dealing with hostile customers. Yeah, because, like, what else did they expect? Sorry, let them learn the hard way that they're not supposed to be yelling at teenagers in a coffee shop. Those kids are already getting berated enough. Okay? If you're not doing it, there's somebody else who's doing it. So calm yourself. And why are you, a grown person, taking out your daily frustrations out on a random person you don't even know anyways? What's that deal? I think these people need to learn the hard way. And if that means getting someone fired, even if it's fake and they don't know it, just let it happen. Because, sorry, how else are they going to learn? They're just going to keep making everybody's day worse forever. And what happens when they do berate someone who really is having one of the worst days of their life? And then that person, what if that person is like on the edge, like hanging on by a thread, and then that's just like the thing that was the last straw? No, it's not a mean prank. It's a well-deserved prank, and it needs to happen. It needs to happen. All right, someone replying to that comment says, agreed. And when the hostile customers try to backtrack, what they say makes it worth it. OP's tactic hopefully teaches them to stop complaining to service workers and things out of their control. Yes, literally. Ooh, someone replying says, I disagree. Just like giving a kid a cookie when they throw a temper tantrum simply reinforces that behavior. Rewarding customers when they explode teaches them that ranting and raving gets results. So they'll show up to another store or restaurant, something will tick them off, and they'll blow up again, expecting employees to also bend over backwards or, this is in quotes, or I won't hesitate to have you fired. I've done it before. Okay, but you'd have to be so delusional for this to be your response. Which, you know, I'm not gonna give the general public that much credit that they wouldn't be delusional, but you would have to be astronomical levels of delusional to think that that was a good thing, and also to go into another store thinking that you'd get the same results. And also, how delusional would you have to be to think that one instance of a customer complaining about how hot their coffee is, when there's nothing, literally nothing the worker can do? One instance of that, and their boss, like, how delusional do you have to be to think that that's a real scenario? Like, how do you not realize in the moment? Like, I get it, shock factor really gets you, and it probably makes your, let's say, logic go a little haywire. But if I were in that situation, I'd be like, this isn't real. This is not real. Also, do these customers never go back into that coffee shop ever? Are they just so ashamed of are they expecting to run into the worker that they just got fired? Do they never go in there and see them again? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I find it a little funky that you would think this. I'm just gonna say it. I can see why you would say that, but you're wrong. And anybody who would go into another store and start doing the same thing would get humbled real quick, I hope. Because no one's going to get fired over you yelling at I'm sure it's happened before. But any place with, like, somewhat decent management, and, like, decent workers, they would just all be laughing at you in the break room. I hope you know that. And they would all be looking at you dumbfounded as you're saying this crap. So, I don't know. Someone responding to that comment that was responding to the older comment that was responding to the next one was like, but if the customers are backtracking, it means they didn't like the result. So it's not reinforcement. Thank you. Common sense has entered the chat. I'm just going through the responses of this one, really. Someone responding to that one said, and if they don't backtrack, you can be like, nah, messing with you. And then someone responding to that one. I'm sorry, I'm just like really into this thread right now. Nah, I'm messing with you. I wouldn't fire you because the coffee is 99 degrees and not 100. That's stupid. And anyone that would lose their crap over 1 degree is stupid. Then they both pause and slowly turn to the person. Oh yeah, that would be comedy. All right, let's go to another standalone comment because, oh my gosh, this is such a long reply board thing. Can we find an original comment, please? Okay, new original comment. Not the actual. I think it's hilarious, and maybe it'll teach some people a lesson about controlling their arseholery. And then someone else responded and said, OP is a legend. And then someone else commented, responded to that and was like, yes, people who blow up over stupid little things need this. Is this what you wanted? For someone to lose their job? No. Then keep some perspective. Yeah. Someone else, unrelated comment, just like standalone comment says, you're not an arsehole at all. You're the hero retailers need. Brilliant. Awesome. And then someone responding to that said, right? This was a dream when I worked in retail. What? I'm sorry. Some of these are weird. What in the world is happening? Okay. Long comment. Let's read this one. Not the arsehole. Customers can be usually, and it was just like it's just a two consecutive curse words that I will not be saying. So just keep in mind that this person is calling customers bad things. Usually people are pretty respectful and reasonable. Even with respectful and responsible. Usually people are pretty respectful and reasonable, even when they have a legit complaint. But every now and then there's the one guy or gal that comes in and just can't be made happy. They're the worst. I've taken the approach of killing with kindness and being sarcastically polite. Oh, okay, sir. I can microwave your coffee for you. Would you like 2 minutes or 5? It's fun. It's fun usually. There's a comma there. It's fun. Usually peeves them off more, but they can't do anything because you're not saying anything wrong. I'm curious how the customer acts when they come in the next day following week and you're still behind the counter. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, like when I used to work at a movie theater, and there were like a couple of people who would love to just complain about random crap. And there was this one couple who came in one time, and or it might have been just like a dude, I don't know. But it was like this one person was talking to me and kept complaining, and I kept being like, I can't do anything about what you're complaining about. Would you like to speak to a manager? And the person just kept being like, no, I just want this blah, 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 blah. And like, you should be blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what I can do about that, but I'm sure my manager could help you with it. Do you want to talk to my manager? And I just kept saying it over and over and over and over again in different ways. And like, I just didn't break character, because like I had worked at a food place before that, and like I had witnessed and been party to. No, I think that would mean that I was I was on the receiving end of much worse. So I was just unwaveringly like, would you like to speak to the manager? Would you like to speak to the manager? Would you like to speak to the manager? Just straight up. And then this person got upset and was just like, oh, okay, I'm done. And like left. And then the person behind the couple behind them came up and was like, oh, that was amazing. The way that you handled that unreasonable person, kudos, because I would have been so upset, and they were being so rude and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. But then it went downhill from there, because I just was like, a lot of people just got to me after that. But that was my one success story dealing with unreasonable customers. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching, everybody. You'll catch me later. Bye.